everyone, welcome back. In this video we'll be talking about the storage accounts. So one way is you can go to the all services and under the storage you can find the storage accounts, and the other one is from the search bar. So let's go ahead and create one storage account. So basically the storage account is a logical container for data objects such as blobs, files, queues, tables, as well as disks. So it provides a way to store and manage the data in cloud and can be used by various Azure services as well as applications. So I have talked more about different types of data objects in one of the blogs. So I'll be keeping that in the description for your reference. So do watch that. And let's go ahead and create one. So click create and make sure that you have selected appropriate subscription, and coming to the resource group, let me create a new resource group in which I'll just add it as storage RG. So it's done. Coming to the name, just to be unique, I'll just add my name initially. So done. It's a unique name. And coming to the region, it's East US. And we have two different performance, standard and premium. So if you click premium, we have different options here: page blobs, block blobs, file blobs. So if you talk about the first one, which is block blobs, so these are used for storing large amount of unstructured data such as text or binary data. So they are optimized for sequential read and write operations and are ideal for scenarios like backup and restore, media streaming, or data archiving. So these are some of the methods through which you can use these block blobs. And coming to the second one, which is the file shares. So these are used for sharing file data in a cloud, just like a network file share. So file shares can be accessed from multiple virtual machines and applications at the same time. So making them ideal for the scenarios where file data needs to be shared across multiple locations or the users. So that is the second one. Coming to the third one, which is page blobs. So these are used for storing virtual hard disks files for virtual machines running in Azure. So they are optimized for random read and write operations and are ideal for scenarios like persistent storage of VMs or storing database files that are required low latency access. So which comes under the premium account. So these are the examples of this. And redundancy, we have LRS and ZRS. So we'll be discussing that in just a second. So these are the options if you select the premium. So let's go ahead and click the standard one, which is recommended for most scenarios. So here, coming to the redundancy, we have different options. So we have LRS, GRS, ZRS, and GZRS. So coming to the first one, which is locally redundant storage. So this is most a basic form of redundancy, which stores multiple copies of data within the same data center in the same region. So LRS is designed to protect against hardware failures and is suitable for non-critical workloads that do not require high availability or disaster recovery capabilities. So that is definition of the first one. Coming to the second one, which is geo-redundant storage. So it provides additional redundancy by replicating the data to a secondary data center in a different region. So which is located at least 400 miles away from the primary data center. So GRS provides protection against regional disasters and data center outages and is suitable for workloads that require higher levels of durability and availability. So that is the definition of the second one. Coming to the third one, which is zone redundant storage. So ZRS provides a redundancy by storing multiple copies of data across different availability zones within the same region. So availability zones are physically separated data centers within the same region. So each with its own power, networking, cooling infrastructure. So ZRS provides protection against data centers outages and is suitable for the workloads that require high availability within the same region. So that is the definition according to the docs. And coming to the last one, which is geo zone and storage, GZRS. So it combines the benefits of both GRS and ZRS by replicating the data across different availability zones with multiple regions. So it provides a protection against regional disaster and data center outages and is suitable for the mission critical workloads that require the highest level of durability, availability, and disaster recovery capabilities. So that is the definition of these four. So I hope you understood the concept here. So let's go to the next one, which is advanced. So here, coming to the first option, we have required secure transfer for REST API operations. So it ensures that all data transferred between the client and storage account is encrypted using HTTPS protocol. So that is what the first option meant, and you can also read it from here. And coming to the second one, it is allowing enable public access on containers. So this means that you can make the file or data stored in a container within your Azure Storage account accessible to the public. So this means that anyone with the correct URL or access to containers can view or download the contents of that container. So that is the definition of the second one. Coming to the third one, which is enable storage account key access. So for this, it means that you can generate a key or a set of keys that allow you to access the resources within your Azure Storage account. And these keys can be used as credentials to authenticate access to your storage account. So that is the definition of this one. You can also read it from here as well. So coming to the next one, which is default to Azure Active Directory authorization and Azure portal. That means that when you access your Azure Storage account through the Azure portal, you'll be required to authenticate using your Azure Active Directory credentials. That is the definition of this one. Coming to the minimum TLS version, I prefer 1.2, which is recommended version. And in most of the organizations, it's recommended that you have to use at least 1.2 or more than that. But you have other options as well. So based on your requirement, make sure you select the one. And similarly, permit scope for the copy operation. So based on your need, you can from any storage account or from any storage accounts in the same Azure tenant or from any storage account that have private endpoint to the same virtual network. So based on your needs, you can just select the one. And here you also have allow cross tenant replication. So this means that in storage account that you can configure your storage account to replicate data between storage accounts that are owned by different Azure Active Directory tenants. So if you talk about this in simpler terms, the cross tenant replication allows you to copy or synchronize data storage in your Azure Storage account with another storage account that is owned by a different organization or an individual. So this can be useful for scenarios such as disaster recovery or for sharing data between different organizations. So that is a definition of this. And coming to the access tiers, you have two different access tiers. So one is hot and cold. So coming to the hot, if you are accessing data frequently, by like day by day usage scenarios, you can use hot, or else you can use the cool, which is infrequent access data and backup scenarios. So based on your needs, make sure you select that. So that is what it is. And I hope you guys have understood. So I'll be talking about networking, data protection, and encryption in the next video. So I'll just keep everything as default, and you can just go ahead and create it. So this is how you can create the storage account. So in the next video, we'll be talking about networking, data protection, and encryption. So coming to this video, I hope you guys have understood the concept of basic and advanced. So if you like the video, please click the like button below. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel, and please share the video. Thanks everyone.